Everything I've been asking for a year plus. A lot of this from the time I started my channel I got last night. The women got time last night in that opening contest. Over 20 minutes of match and a whole half an hour if you include the segment beforehand. Alexa, Nikki, Sasha, Bayley. Over 20 minutes to see Nikki Cross do her thing and collect a W. This is the opportunity we've been clamoring for Nikki Cross. We got it last night. Naomi getting airtime and whooping Lacey's ass. Not the other way around. We got that last night. The Fiend is finally on the path to take out Braun Strowman. We got the official word last night. Big E! I have been clamoring for over a fucking year now to have Big E get a singles run. And no matter how we got here, the decision was made last night. Big E is going full throttles in singles competition. And everything I have been saying is now finally happening. A bar fight. How long have I been clamoring for an old-fashioned bar fight? We got it last night for Smackdown, baby. You're damn right the Amplified man saw more good than bad last night. Logic gaps, common sense not being so common, realism not being where it should be. Oh yeah, there was bad as well last night. There's no question. Wouldn't be a WWE show if you didn't have some fucking bad. But I saw more good last night. You even got a damn good wrestling match. I don't even like fatal 4-ways, 5-ways, fatal 500 ways. I hate multi-man schmaz matches. But you got a damn good fatal 4-way last night. Again, the logic gap is why are these four going for an IC title? Do they even deserve that right now? It's odd. It's weird. I totally get it. But if you came there for wrestling, along with everything that I said that I've been clamoring for that we're actually starting to get, you also got a damn good wrestling match with those four. You got a little bit of everything. I'm not saying it was even a really good show. No. In fact, it was barely good. But it was more good than bad. Of course, you'll have the people in the community that will refuse to accept that. It sucked! It was horrible! Most of them don't even watch the fucking show, by the way. They just come to channels like this. They make sure that it sucked. And if we say that it didn't suck, they're pissed off because they missed it. And now they have to go watch it. And they don't want to. BC, you're supposed to say it sucked, man! I'm not supposed to say shit. You're getting me confused with some other people in the community. I say exactly how I feel. The truth. 100% pure, blunt, raw, uncut, uncensored truth. If you can't handle that, or you don't want to handle it, hit the fucking bricks! Because you know what we do here? Oh, let me get a swig of coffee, and then I'm gonna inform you what we do here. Let's get amplified! Out of the gate, Michael Myers, sis, I saw your message, how you had to look up my video yesterday because you were never notified. And then you found out you were unsubscribed from the channel without your doing. Guys, I need every Amplified unit member out there to just make sure you're still subscribed, please. This has been an ongoing issue with the tube. I was hoping it was rectified, but judging by analytics, especially the last 6 months, I knew it was not rectified. And Michael Myers, sis, I saw your message. You're one of a long line within the recent few weeks that are telling me that you're being unsubbed without your doing. I need all my AMP unit member to just take a moment to make sure you're still subscribed, please. This isn't for newer people just coming across the channel. I'm not asking you to subscribe. You do that if you like what you see, if you like what you hear, if you think the Ant-Man is quite the character and can entertain you in the future, then subscribe to the Amplified channel. But I will never spend a moment of any of these videos asking anybody to subscribe, asking anybody to press a notification bell or buy merchandise or follow me on social media. That is my promise to you. I will never ask you guys to do that shit. Or try not to anyway. That's just not what I do. You do it on your own accord. if you want to subscribe to the channel, it's because you want to, not because I'm asking you or begging you to. So this isn't for newer people just coming across the channel. If you want to subscribe and be a part of the baddest, most kick-ass group in the pro wrestling community, the Amplified unit, then I would welcome you with open arms. I thank you for joining, and I can tell you it's going to be an awesome, wild, bumpy, but fucking amazing ride. And welcome. But to my already AMP unit members, this message is again for you and you only. Make sure you're still subscribed because the tube is taking people off, and that frustrates me because I hate when my people are screwed with. Thank you for telling me, Michael Myers, sis. And also, Jennifer Pierce, I also saw your message as well. 38 minutes into the video, and you're just now getting the notification. You know, it's another thing that frustrates me. The tube, I honestly believe, is trying to get better, though, so we have to help it, and we can only start with ourselves first, so we can do what we can do, and that is just making sure you're subscribed and notified still. And then we just go from there. But I'll apologize on behalf of the tube, you know, for people being unsubscribed without their doing. Trust me, I'm not taking you guys off. And for notification bells not actually doing what they're supposed to do. Guys, I feel your frustration, you know, when I deliver all of this content to you guys and I give you my all, my amplification at its fullest. And not everybody that wants to see it is getting to see it. That pisses me off, trust me. And to know that my people that did take a moment out of their day to subscribe to this channel and they're being unsubbed, I don't like that shit, man. So I'm sticking up for you guys always, and this is just another, just another way to show that, you know. I'm just as frustrated. So that's my opening statement there. My second statement I want to make, it sounds like I'm like pissed off, right? And you see the thumbnail and you see the headline and you're like, Beastly, I thought you'd be in a better mood. It looks like you enjoyed Smackdown a little more, Beastly, which people always get fucking, there's people that get heated because I like the show, right? Or because I thought there was more good than bad, it means that I no longer see loopholes, logic gaps, and common sense that just isn't so common in WWE. They think that I just didn't see the bad. Basically, how dare you say it was a good show? It was fucking awful, right? You get those people. They won't even listen to the video for the first fucking 10 seconds they click on the vid. This show sucked. That's what they'll put. No, you suck. Shut up and hit the bricks. You want somebody that's gonna shit on every moment of every show. There's plenty of people on this very platform for this community that'll gladly give you exactly what you want. Just like on the flip side, if you just want to jump on the positivity express train, there's plenty of people that'll gladly sing the praises of everything WWE does. Nothing they do is wrong. Everything they do is a positive pot of gold. And then you find the Amplified man in this channel. And when I say I call it down the middle, it's not like a cute little motto or a catchphrase or something that I say that everybody else likes to say too. I call it down the middle, right? Everybody says, I'm the truth. And I tell the truth and I'm the realist. And then you come across somebody who just is. I don't have a fucking agenda. I don't need to be working for any of the fucking major companies. I know I'm fucking great at what I do. That's why I'm building an audience like I am from scratch with nothing. Starting just after 2016. When wrestling started its real downward spiral. It was for the last 10 years. But 2015 and beyond, it really started to go down. And that's when I joined and started this fucking channel. When the interest was fucking caving in. And then Tube had their issues. End of 2016, 2017, the Tube had its biggest issues ever. And then it was Adpocalypse on top of the Tube's issues. I joined this channel, created this channel at the worst time possible. And yet I'm still building the most badass audience at a time where the wrestling audience is dwindling. The Ant-Man is staying secure with his audience. I wonder why. Could it be because I know what the fuck I'm talking about and thousands of people have already realized that? I'm not a channel that's gonna cater to a specific type of fan. You want me to just shit on the product every show? Too fucking bad. You want me to be Mr. Positive, pot of gold? Too fucking bad. You're gonna get the amplified fucking truth, the amplified review, and that's the review. Those are the words that matter most, I assure you. If you can handle those words, I love having you. If you're just here to hear me shit on shows, you're a part of the problem, not a part of the solution. I came into last night's show with the hot pen, I call it. Pen in hand, and I was just waiting for any type of nonsensical bullshit because I was going to rock that shit out in the review. I was not in a good mood at all because hours earlier I found out that Halloween Horror Nights, the one big party that I go to every fall down in Orlando, Florida at Universal Studios, it's called Halloween Horror Nights, it was canceled. Just like everything else in 2020. 2020 as a year has been canceled because we're all popping on masks to cover our face. We're staying away from one another for the entire year. And going into 2021, that's probably still going to be what we're doing. Because we're all running away from a fucking virus. While that's happening, other issues are happening. While we stay away from one another and all jump into a fucking sea of depression. The suicide rate, higher than ever before. People are having problematic issues occur because of wearing a mask. And they're passing out. Quality of life, down. But who cares about the 90+%? We gotta protect 95-year-old grandma. And Charles, who just had the fucking heart transplant. So the whole world, lock up. Or, here's a crazy concept, they could lock up. They stay inside. But the health officials at the very beginning said that over 85% of the population, no matter what, was going to get this. This was when this thing started here in the U.S. They said this is a virus that it's not going to go away. Everyone's going to get it. Fucking vaccines or not, this is something that you got to deal with. And yet this is what we're doing. We're just literally running away from this thing until a vaccine comes. And even when that comes, not everybody's getting a shot in their arm. I know I'm not. Fuck that shit. What are we waiting for? Let's fucking live now while we have the fucking day. You're not guaranteed tomorrow anyway. No, we're gonna stay away from one another. All the while, you think people aren't fucking passing away from other things? All the while, this is their last day. These are their last fucking days anyway. You can't even, people can't even see them in the fucking house. They can't go to fucking Zooms. Funerals are on Zooms. This is what they're doing. You can't go anywhere. They shut down barber shops and gyms. A barber shop where you can literally have one person in at a time. One person. Get a haircut. They leave. Another person comes in. A gym. If you got a nice big gym, 7 people at a time can work out. No, they're shut down. But grocery stores, doors wide open. Everybody come on in. The stock boy is touching every fucking product that you're going to touch, either with their glove or with their hand, but that shit can have it on it. Everybody's touching what everybody else is touching. The grocery store open for business because you need food. So what is shutting down the bar? The small mom and pop shops got shut down for what? What's the reasoning? They suffered for what? I play the game. I don't even do well in math. I feel like I'm going to pass out every fucking time I put it. But who cares about BC? Let's care about 95-year-old grandma and Charles with the heart condition. BC, you'll be fine, buddy. Try not to pass out and get something else during this time. Thanks. Try not to fucking go into a sea of depression, BC. I could go on and on. Listen, everybody has a thought and opinion on this, obviously. It's not even use debating it because everybody is set in the way that they think about it. I respect how you guys feel about it. Please respect how I feel about it too. I always do my best to protect myself and to protect others. I have OCD anyway, so I'm always washing my hands a million times a day. It's just what I do. And I'm always conscious when somebody's coughing, sneezing, anything around me. I'm the first to turn away. Trust me. I do the best that I can. It doesn't make me absolutely, it doesn't allow me to reflect everything in this world and that I'm not going to get anything, but I do the best that I possibly can while at the same time living a full life. And I think that's all we can ask for, right? Do the best that we can, but also live a good quality of life. And at the same time, I'm always trying to look out for others. I'm trying to make sure I'm not sneezing or coughing around others. I'm trying to make sure that, unlike these videos where I'm spitting nonstop because I'm yelling, I try to make sure I'm not doing that in front of other people. So, trust me, these are things that we should be doing as human beings anyway before the Wabaka hit, right? Just being conscious of what we're doing in around people. And we all have our different ways we feel about this. Some people might know people directly who have had it. Some people know nobody who has had it. Some people are following the positive side of it, things weakening, and maybe there's a better outlook ahead. And other people are looking at the doom and gloom. And that's my biggest issue with this, the fear mongering. Every time you turn on the fucking news, it's 400,000 new cases. The U.S. breaks a new world record. This, that, and the other thing. Before it was death tolls until they dropped considerably percentage-wise. Then they had to turn to just cases, which, by the way, they're flawed because the testing is flawed. There are so many flaws in testing. It's wrong by tens of thousands of people. That's a lot. There's a lot of people that are saying they were tested positive when they didn't even get the test done. You can Google this. It's a true story. They were getting phone calls saying they had tested positive and they never even went and got tested. And then obviously there's just the skewed numbers where a percentage tested positive and it was inflated times 20, 30, 40. The numbers are false, so you can't even go by them. But all the docs in other countries and right here in this country that are talking about how it's weakening this virus is and how they're talking about, hey, there's positive outlooks ahead. Look at this study and this one. The news doesn't want to cover it. What do you see the first thing when you wake up in the morning? You see the cases. And it used to be the death toll. Remember? They had literally a TikTok death toll as if you're watching a sporting game and the score keeps changing. They had a death toll. But when that got lower and lower percentage-wise, then they had to go to cases. Cases, of course, cases are, the testing, there's more of it, and it's skewed. It's false. So, of course, the numbers are going to be inflated. They're false numbers. But that's what you'll see on every fucking news channel. And that's what pisses me off, guys. I respect how you feel about it. And the mask, again, I don't even like the mask, and I don't do well in mask. I feel like I'm going to pass out. I have my own health issues wearing the mask. But I'm willing to put myself at risk for others. I hope you understand that. Because fuck, I have no other choice. I need groceries. And I'm willing to do that for other people. But the fear-mongering I'm not willing to put up with. That I'm not willing to do. I'm willing to do the mask. I'm willing to fucking keep away from human beings. That's not how we were supposed to live. And it was supposed to be for a couple weeks, and now a couple months, and now it's going to be a couple years, because this will go into 2021, I assure you. So we're talking years of our life. Our quality of life is not there. Why? Because we're trying to protect a small population in this world, in this country. And that's fine. We're doing it. We're doing it. But can we do it without the fear-mongering? Is that possible? Can you tell people that there is good signs? Can you tell people the reality, which is it has weakened. It just has. It's weakened. All of these new cases, and you see the death fucking rate. That might tick up a little bit, obviously, with new cases. But the percentage is still the lowest. That's something you have to look at. It's like the demos, right, Tony Khan? You got the overall number, and then your all-important demo, which is the most important thing, Khan says. Right? You have to break down the number then. You want to go into the demos? Let's go into the demos of this. Percentages are fucking lower where it counts the fucking most. It is proven that it is weakening. Symptoms are getting lower and lower for the majority of people. Yes, there could be long-term effects, no question, but that's with any flu. You have a flu that hits you drastically, you could have effects internally that you never really overcome. And could actually fuck you up down the line with other shit. So this is, what I'm saying is, no matter how you feel about it, this is not a pandemic that is just laying out the world. It's not. If you watch the news, you would think this is the worst thing ever to hit the fucking world, ever. Everything you think of in the history of the world, this is the worst. That's how the news is portraying it. But when you look at the facts, no it ain't. No it's not. It's a virus. Highly contagious, but just a virus. That's all it is. That's the facts. You would not know that, though. You don't even go here. Sorry, I had to bust out some Bianca. I love my Belair. But the facts are not justifying a lot of the shit that we're doing. It's just not. It's not about fucking Horror Nights being canceled, guys. This is that's the tip of the fucking iceberg for me, because I thought there was definitely ways you could have gone about it, and you know that got fucking canceled. But that's just a small piece of the overall problem, which is fear mongering, and because of that, the world. We're talking about lockdowns again. Do you guys understand that? We're talking about locking the first lockdown, which was a few months. There are studies saying that could take 40 years to really dig out of that hole. the amount that we have lost, economically speaking, could take 40 years to overcome. Your grandchildren will just start to scratch that surface. If we lock down another 3, 4, 5, 6 months, whatever the fuck, good luck. Your grandchildren's grandchildren's grandchildren will never have a fucking blasting economy. They just won't. They'll always be in debt. And in the meantime, let's just talk about now. The quality of life for the living right now? This isn't fucking... You can't do anything! Even if you go for a walk in the woods, the middle of nowhere, if somebody comes across you and you're not wearing a mask because you want to get fresh air because it's Mother Nature, it's the one freedom we have, fresh air, they're looking at you like you're an asshole. How dare you're in the woods without a mask? Yeah, I don't have a mask because I'm in the fucking woods. Or I came out of my house to walk down the street without a mask to get fresh air. Can I not do that? Everybody has a difference of opinion. I respect yours. Please respect how I feel about it. And I play the game. I have the mask. I stay distant. I'm trying to help others. I'm trying to help myself. Trust me. I'm playing the game. But please do not think you're righteous. Please do not think that your way of thinking is the overall most righteous thing to do. That you're going to win the Humanitarian of the Year award. Okay? There's people that are questioning shit because the news is not. I know fear-mongering when I see it. We can all come together and do better as a society, there's no question. But you have people not trusting the news. You have people not trusting political leaders. And that's why everybody isn't coming together. So you can look at people and go, they're assholes because they're not doing this, that, and the other thing. And we'd be in a much better place if they did. But you wonder why. It's because we're not being told the truth from our leaders. Supposedly. Leaders. I can fucking spit. I need some more coffee. I promise, we'll get to Smackdown now. But this needs to be fucking talked about, man, because this is the foreseeable future. This isn't just about horror nights. This is what sparked the conversation. This is about the barber shop who was shut down when they could have easily had one person at a time in. This is about the gym that could have had 6 or 7 people at a time in the gym. Socially distant. Everything gets cleaned off that they touch. But they're shut down. These mom and pop shops across the land shut down. Restaurants when you could easily have had 4 tables at a time. 4! In a big place. Make some business. Shut down. When you see the conglomerates, though, they're open. The Walmarts, they're open. The big grocery stores, they're open. Amazon, they're open. All the big conglomerate billionaires, they're open. They're keep bringing in that money. And you wonder why people question shit. You wonder why people don't believe in what they're hearing. And then when you hear good news, docs in Italy come out and say, hey, look, this is weakening, and we have a good outlook. If this happens and X, Y, and Z gets put into place, there's some positivity. You don't hear that. Not here in the United States. I don't know where you guys are from. Here in the States, it's fear-mongering. It's doom and gloom, doom and gloom, doom and gloom. 100,000 new cases. We broke a record. 300,000 new cases. No. Not buying it. The numbers are skewed. That's exactly what I'm calling out bullshit. Calling out bullshit. We're treating this like this is literally a fucking plague that is just leveling 50% of the population. That's how we're treating this. One person gone is too many. I absolutely agree. That's not the point. The point is we're altering every other way of life. We're altering quality of life. We're destroying people in other areas. From poverty to passing out from the fucking mask and getting from issues. Other things are happening health-wise. Suicide is up. This is all happening while we're running away from this one thing. We're running away from one thing and a million other problems are arising. That's the truth. Don't tell me how to think for myself. You know what I mean? I always get people when I talk about that. Oh, no, see, you're not looking at it like this. I'm looking at it the way I know I have to look at it because nobody else will. We all want to follow in line. If everybody just wears a mask, we're going to be good. Now, that's what they want you to believe, bro. This thing was going into 2021, whether you all wore a fucking mask in the first 6 weeks or not. The numbers were going to be inflated, whether we all fucking did what we could, and they were down considerably. They were going to be inflated. Everything you are seeing is done with fucking purpose. This isn't a conspiracy theory. Everything you are seeing. The thing is real. This virus is real. It's a threat. It can be serious. There's no question. Is it as serious as how we're doing and handling it right now? Fuck no. Fuck no. Get out, bro. People are going to fall at it. Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. There's going to be casualties in this fucking thing we call life. And this virus is just another fucking spoke on the wheel. It's unfortunate. But you can't stop life for something like that. You can't. You can't, man. You just fucking can't. Enough of that for now. Those are words that needed to be said, though, man. It's amazing that we're just canceling out years. Years of our fucking life are just going to be nullified, basically. We're going through motions living, you know? The supermarket, a walk. This is like, I mean, for someone who's been in fucking prison, this is what it's like. It's exactly what it's like. I can't even go out for fresh air without people looking at me like I'm committing a fucking crime. Prison was a little better than this, actually. Unfucking real. Unreal. The review itself, I'm sweating fucking profusely right now. I'm putting in the work for you guys, man. I'm giving you what I got, man. You're getting the true fucking, you're getting everything that BC could possibly give while staying socially distant. I'm in my car, everybody. Relax. I'm not spitting on ya. I'm distant. I don't need my mask on in the car. You ever see those people? They drive around with a fucking mask on. Nobody's in the car. What are you doing, bro? I know, like, if you have the AC on, maybe air's coming out in the world and it comes through the car. I mean, I know that does happen. You're in the car! There's nobody with you! I can't! And this is what fear-mongering does. This is what I'm trying to tell you. Unreal. Sasha Banks and Bayley start the show off, cutting a promo middle of the ring and talking about how they have redefined the word greatness. How, now that they have all the gold. And I thought it was a pretty good promo. I mean, I'm loving Sasha and Bayley anyway. Their heel work. I can't wait till they're split up. I'm not going to lie, because Sasha's too damn good to be in a tag team with anybody. And Bayley is finally found her groove too. So let's just see them separate sooner rather than later. Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss hit the stage. Nikki demands a title rematch. Bayley says, fine, all you have to do is beat your best friend, Alexa Bliss, and you get your shot. Alexa's like, hell no. Nikki literally pushes her to the floor, and we have a match when we come back from break between Alexa and Nikki. So at first, Alexa's like, no way, and Nikki's like, no, we're fighting. And she pushed Alexa down, and that's how we went to commercial. We come back, and we have that match, Alexa versus Nikki. I like the concept. Put them together, man. These best friends, you put them together. You have Sasha and Bayley on commentary. Nikki and Alexa were literally playing a game of wrestling chess at first, which I really loved, because it makes sense. You could tell each really wanted the victory for friendship bragging rights, right? I mean, there's two people you want to beat more than everyone else in this world. Two people. Your biggest enemy and your best friend. Right? Those are the two people you want to beat more than anybody. For different reasons, obviously. So, this made perfect sense that Alexa and Nikki both wanted this victory, even more so than any average match. And I love the story being displayed in the ring by both of them. So I love the story. And I also love... I love how Sasha and Bayley were being super obnoxious on commentary, which translates to great heel work, because that's what that was. Yeah, it was obnoxious. They were being super obnoxious, but it was great heel work, I thought. So I enjoyed all of this, actually, and they gave them over 20 minutes. This whole thing, to set it up and the match, was the first half an hour of the show. We always talk about giving the females a real chance. Give them time. Now you can say, yeah, BC, but that was with Alexa. Sure, but it was also with Nikki Cross. And Nikki Cross is one of those people we've been saying, let's see her in a long match so we really see what she has on the main roster. We know she was really good in NXT. She hasn't been able to really shine in WWE's main roster. Here's her chance. That's what I mean about people only wanting to point out negative. Oh yeah, but Alexa was in it. Yes, but Nikki was in it. And when it was all said and done, Nikki Cross won the match. So there's more good than bad there. It was over 20 minutes in length. Sasha and Bayley were good on commentary. And Nikki Cross defeated Alexa. Pretty cool, right? No? We just want to talk about the negatives? Were you bored? You just didn't like it? What do you want me to say? This is what we've asked for. Somebody like Nikki getting time, Nikki gets the victory. And a different concept. Alexa versus Nikki, it's something realistic. Bayley knew that with Stephanie McMahon back in the picture, sort of, right? Stephanie McMahon called out the decision for Asuka and Sasha to have a rematch this Monday. So realistically, you would think Bayley thinks that Stephanie McMahon's going to get involved in her match. She cheated to win at Extreme Rules, so Stephanie's going to say there's a rematch. So Bayley's trying to beat her to the punch. If Bayley already knows she's going to get a rematch, I might as well say, you got to face Alexa first, right? Cause an internal riff. I love that. It makes sense to me. So I love everything about that. The finish is the only thing I couldn't stand. But only because I can't stand roll-up finishes, and that's how Nikki Cross defeated Alexa. Don't get me wrong, it made sense in this aspect to do a roll-up, because it shows you that even though they had a game of chess wrestling-wise, Nikki Cross was willing to do a dastardly deed at the end. She was willing to do anything to get that title rematch. You saw that at the beginning when she pushed Alexa to the floor before the match, and you saw how she won the match. So it made sense, the roll-up, but that's what I mean. We see the roll-up so many times now in pro wrestling, especially in WWE, that it no longer matters as much when it means the most. Hopefully that makes sense. Like, this is a time where the roll-up makes sense, but because I see it all the time, it didn't have as much of an impact as it would have had I not seen a million roll-ups in the last calendar year. Again, I hope that makes sense. I see way too many roll-ups. So now even when it makes sense, it doesn't do it for me. But other than that, the whole first fucking half an hour, Boudica, Boudica! Yeah, there you go. Not that hard, was it? Then you go into a Firefly Funhouse, which was up next. Bray tells the Wyatt head lantern, which represents the Wyatt family, Bray Wyatt, obviously. It's that head lantern that represents old school Wyatt. And, of course, we last saw him get thrown into a fucking swamp, and he never really came back. So you hear a voice coming out of the lantern, and Wyatt's telling him, no, I can't let you out. You had your chance, you failed, basically. I can't let you back out. And you hear this voice wanting to get out of the lantern. And Bray says he can't let him out because now it's his turn. And we see the images of the Fiend. So I love this. It's official. We knew this is where this was going, right? Mr. Rogers style Bray Wyatt loses first to Braun Strowman. Then Wyatt family Bray loses. And now we have the Fiend. And the Fiend should collect that championship. Not because the Fiend character needs the championship, but because Vince McMahon has ruined him so many times. And Bray Wyatt and the character is so damn good that he refuses to be buried. Theoretically, not actually buried. But you know how wrestling fans love to use the term buried. I refuse to call Bray Wyatt buried because he's so damn good. And that character can dig himself out of holes time after time. But only for a certain amount of time. If Vince McMahon continues to book him like a fucking absolute fucking clown, then there's going to be a day where he can't dig out of that hole. We saw what happened at Hell in a Cell 2019 with Seth Rollins. That was horrible. How the fuck do you book the Fiend like that? Then we saw what happened at Super Showdown when Goldberg made him look like an absolute joke. How the fuck do you make the Fiend drop the title like that? So the Fiend character doesn't need the championship. It's just like The Undertaker. But because of the way he's been booked in the past, he has to win that championship now, and you have to have him dominate for a fucking year. And finally, we got the official announcement. Bray Wyatt said, now it's his turn, and we see the Fiend. We knew it was headed that way. Now we don't have to bullshit anymore. Fiend versus Strowman. Fiend destroys Strowman. I love it. Let's do it. There was one more matchup in hour number 1. This was Matt Riddle versus Tony Nese. Bro Derek in 4 minutes defeats Tony Nese. Post-match, Riddle calls out Corbin, and they have a back and forth. That was it. There was really nothing to it. So you're going to have, just like people don't want to see Naomi and Lacey Evans in a fucking feud, same thing with Baron Corbin and Matt Riddle. The good news is here is that it's just to get the casual fan to really get to know Matt Riddle, have him beat Corbin. I hope that's, I don't want to see Corbin defeating Matt Riddle. I mean, that's absolute tragic and idiocracy at its highest peak. But this should be Riddle defeating Baron Corbin. So no harm, no foul. It's just that Baron Corbin is... Nobody truly needs to see this if you're an actual fan. The casual fan, at least they're getting to know Matt Riddle. I don't fucking know. I did not need that last part of hour number 1. But the rest of hour number 1, I didn't mind. That whole half an hour fucking segment / match with Alexa Bliss, Nikki Cross, Sasha, and Bayley. And finally, we had the announcement of Bray Wyatt, the Fiend, taking on Braun Strowman. We believe that to be SummerSlam. Hour number 2, Miz TV with Naomi. Hey, and they say they're not listening to us. They don't hear us, right? Yeah, Miz TV has fucking Naomi. Naomi wouldn't have even been on this show had people not spoken up and spoken out. And it's on her merit. Trust me. We just gave Vince that extra kick in the ass. Sometimes you gotta make people remember shit, right? But she has more than earned that spot on Miz TV. But she wouldn't have been there had we not fucking spoken out and told Vince, hey, buddy, what are you doing? What's this Lacey Evans shit? You got Naomi right here, brah. So Naomi's on Miz TV. Miz and Morrison breaking it down and even flossing to Naomi's music was just fucking an LOL moment if I've ever seen one. Watching the Miz and Morrison dance, I could have watched that for 10 fucking minutes. That was fucking phenomenal. That could be on a pay-per-view and that would go into the good column. Miz is trying to floss, and I use the word trying with extra emphasis. I mean, watching them dance was solid fucking gold. Then Naomi reiterates, once Naomi does get into the ring and we have this interview segment, Naomi reiterates the amplified man's words from earlier in the week when I put out those videos. Those exact words. I earned this spot on my merit. And people are frustrated for a reason. They didn't just put a hashtag up there just because they're good little fans. There's frustration. They know how hard I have busted my ass and worked the last 10 years, and I'm getting nothing. So she's telling Miz and Morrison this, and Miz and Morrison, you know, it's going in one ear and out the other, and they say, Miz says he has a special guest, and out comes Lacey Evans. Naomi, well, first Lacey gets in the ring and starts berating Naomi while putting on her makeup. Like, the total, I actually enjoy this because, or like this anyway, because it's not just Lacey's character, or should be, but it's the ultimate way to disrespect somebody. You're putting somebody down, and you ain't even looking at them. She's too busy to even look in her direction. She's got her little makeup kit, she's doing her fucking lipstick, and she's putting down Naomi. So Naomi doesn't even wait for her to look at her. Naomi just sends a master blaster shot to Lacey's dome piece. Following some more blows, Lacey escapes, makeup all over her face and teeth. Great visual, man. That worked out perfect. That could not have gone any better, the visual of Lacey Evans. Makeup down her face, on her teeth. And for somebody like the Southern Belle, I mean, that's tragic for her. Now we get this in motion. I understand, just like Baron Corbin and Matt Riddle, nobody truly needs to or even wants to see that. Nobody needs to or wants to see Naomi versus Lacey Evans, of all people. Lacey fucking Evans, seriously? But it's a start. Let's get this in motion. This should absolutely culminate in Naomi defeating Lacey Evans once and for all, and then we put Naomi where she belongs. The fast track to some dominance. It doesn't even have to be championships right away, or even a year from now, but put her in meaningful storylines. Give her the time of day and airtime. Put care into her booking. Market her. She's got the glow gimmick, man. Make glow championships. Do business with the glow in the dark fucking shoes. There's so much you could do with the character. Market her. Let's get this in motion. So it's another good thing I saw last night, man. Naomi not just getting some airtime, but Naomi being the one standing tall middle of the ring. At the end, she's dancing around with Miz and Morrison. All right, no harm, no foul. In the future, I want to see more seriousness out of Naomi, less dancing. You know, Vince still can't get it out of his head that every single black person doesn't have to be a fucking circus clown to him. Why does he put the Street Profits, Crime Time, Primetime Players, New Day, Naomi, everybody has to fucking just dance and bounce around. No! These people are talented as fuck, man. Every one of those people I just named, talented as fuck. They don't have to just bounce around. I'm sick of seeing how Vince books these individuals. More times than not, guys. You know I'm right. How Vince McMahon books black people. Puts them in one role. Yeah, go out there and just try to entertain your best. Bounce around. Dance. Right? Black people have rhythm. And the talent gets secondary. So you have what I thought was a decent segment, and then she's dancing again. We don't need that every time Naomi does something good. I don't know. That's just my fucking... can't stand that, man. It should have ended with Naomi looking at Lacey and fucking being... Miz and Morrison can dance. Naomi should have been looking right at... And she was at first. But then there's nothing she could do. She turned around. She sees them dancing. The music's playing. Obviously, Naomi joined in afterwards. But at first, Naomi was like, yeah, get it. Come back in here. I'll whoop you again. I loved what Naomi was doing. The very ending, we could have cut, right? It's taped anyway. You could have cut the last fucking 5 seconds. This is not a moment of dancing. You're furious, just like your fans are. That should be the story, right? You're done. You're done playing around. You're done dancing all the fucking time. Backstage, Kofi Kingston informs Big E that he'll be out roughly 6 weeks via injury, and it's now Big E's time to shine as a singles competitor. Oh, it's a new day! Yes, it is! Who has been saying that, begging for that, for over a year now? Hi, I'm BC. That would be me. You guys know if you follow this channel every video, I have been clamoring for Big E to have a singles run. And everybody said, BC, New Day can't split up. It brings Vince money. And the New Day, if they split up, they're all doomed, BC. That's not putting stock into Big E. You don't know that. Big E is damn good. And even with shit booking, I truly believe Big E can make it fucking work. Big E can turn shit into gold. We saw that with the New Day. That New Day gimmick was dead on arrival, DOA. They turned that into something fucking awesome. If you don't think a big portion of that was Big E, you're mistaken. You're wrong. Big E's fucking awesome. Big E's a fucking amazing competitor, and I've been waiting to see him on singles competition, and finally we get it. I could not be more fucking... When I heard that, I was like, fuck. I was like, everything I am fucking asking for, man. Naomi, get some airtime and dominate. Give the women some more airtime when they wrestle. Got that last night. Fucking... Give Big E a singles run. We get that finally. I'm like, fuck, everything I've wanted, I'm finally getting. Somebody's listening to the Ant-Man. Thank you. Somebody in that company is getting it. It's a start. I'm not saying there's not fucking fucking logic gaps and common sense isn't so fucking common in the company. I'm not saying that everything's hunky-dory. Trust me, there's still a lot of bad. But when I see a start of something good in a direction, man, come on. I gotta call that out, man. Fatal 4-way. Winner gets future title shot for AJ Styles' IC title. Shorty G, or as I call him, Chad Gable. Thank you. He took on Dorado, Grand Metalik, and Drew Gulak. So it was a fatal 4-way. Styles was on commentary. Good, fast-paced, full of action matchup here, and I don't even like fatal 4 ways, 5 ways, 6 ways, 10 ways. I hate multi-person schmaz matches, but this was full of action, and AJ Styles was on commentary. And it was a surprise victor in the end. Grand Metalik actually won this match. So now you're going to get AJ Styles and Grand Metalik. Post-match, Styles literally smacks the taste out of Grand Metalik's mouth. Literally. And then Grand Metalik came back with a slap of his own and smacked the yellow off of AJ Styles' teeth. So they both smacked the shit out of one another. And that, that's like, okay, that's how it's going to be, huh? So I didn't mind that. I don't understand, just like the rest of the community, how this match even came about. These 4 men were just plucked into a IC title opportunity. Trust me, I see it. I'm not a fan of it. I'm calling it out. That shit needs to stop in the future, no question. But I'm willing to see what happens with Grand Metalik and AJ Styles. I know it's going to be a damn good wrestling match at least. I don't know if the story's going to be there. But we'll see where they go, man. But yeah, of course, that's fucking dumb as fuck. These 4 individuals get an IC opportunity out of nowhere. That's the shit that needs to change. I truly, truly believe that, and I understand that, and I hope it does change. There's a bar fight, Jeff Hardy versus Sheamus. 2 things here. Number 1, if I told you guys how much I am fucking sweating right now, you wouldn't even believe me. Literally. Staying distant from everybody, don't worry. And fucking putting myself on the line. Because I don't want to be outside next to anybody. That's what I'm willing to do. Beastly, you're being selfish, am I? The things I fucking do for others, man. Second thing I want to talk about, this bar fight is one of those things I've been talking about since I've had this channel. Bar fights, parking lot brawl fights, getting out of the ring. I don't care if it's like Booker T versus Stone Cold in a supermarket. Get out of the ring, and that's what that's what's going to captivate people. Something interesting, unique. Do you guys know the highest rated segment on AEW this past week was the Falls Count Anywhere match between the Young Bucks and Butcher and Blade? They started in a kitchen, then they went to corridors before they finally wound up in around ringside. The match ended up on the ramp. But that was the number 1 high. Why? Because that captivates viewers, right? The whole 2 hours or 3 hours if it's Raw, right? We see people competing in the ring. But when you can get out of the ring, that's the shit that captivates people. And it doesn't have to be something crazy like in a swamp, or in a graveyard, or a boneyard, right? It could be more realistic, like a bar, We used to see it with Ron Simmons and John Bradshaw Layfield. We used to see it with Stone Cold and so many others. And it's fun. It's realistic. It's a bar fight. A lot of us have been in bar fights. I grew up in bar fights since the age of 15, way before I could even legally drink. I was having bar fights. A lot of you guys have been in bar fights, or at least you know about them. You've seen them in movies. It's realistic. Right? It's a bar fight. We haven't seen one in so fucking long. We finally got one last night, and it was done beautifully. There was a couple of things I didn't like about this thing off the bat, right from the jump. The music playing in the background. That's one of two things I did not like. The music playing in the background right from the jump. If this was music that was playing at the bar, like it's coming from a jukebox or something, then that's realistic. This was music that was, you could tell, edited in post-op. So it was a post-edit. The second they started brawling, you heard this music just come on the air. No, man, that's taking away the realism for me. And then the second thing I didn't like was at the very end when Jeff Hardy, the hat from Sheamus went off his face, and Jeff Hardy's face was completely, totally, fully painted, and he had the contacts in. All of a sudden, Jeff Hardy has superpowers. All of a sudden, Jeff Hardy is like Bray Wyatt and Undertaker's character. No! Jeff Hardy doesn't have those type of superpowers. So again, it takes away from the realism. You had two people in a bar fight. You didn't have to overdo this. Those are the two things I didn't like. But everything else, this was a bar fight. This was a fight. I mean, you had kegs of fucking beer getting cracked over backs. They fought into the bathroom. And when they were in there, too, the music stopped, which I liked. So you really got the sense of realism. You heard them talking shit. Jeff Hardy's face is into a fucking toilet. I mean, they're going through doors. They're getting rang through the fucking bar table. Glasses being smashed. And you had it all. This was a bar fight. I liked it. The very end, even, you know, what I didn't like was the face paint and the fucking contacts that all of a sudden appeared once the hat came off his face. I didn't like that because that's some superpower shit. Jeff Hardy's character doesn't call for superpowers. It just doesn't. So I didn't like that. But the Swanton bomb in the bar, that's pretty fucking cool. Jeff Hardy's up at a ladder, basically head touching the ceiling, and he Swanton bombs. 1, 2, 3, and then he walks off through the back entrance of the bar as we fade to black. Love it. Love it. This was the bar fight that I wanted. They dedicated over 20 minutes to it. Can't ask for more. So everything, that's what I mean. The start of the show, the women got time. I don't care if it's Alexa Bliss or fucking the Queen Elizabeth. The bottom line is, Nikki Cross got her fucking just due. But you had women getting in there for over 20 minutes. First part of the show. The ending was a fucking bar fight main event. That's a real main event that I enjoyed thoroughly. I know most of you guys had to have. And then the middle of the show, Naomi gets some fucking time. Naomi's putting the fucking Wabakas to Lacey Evans finally. We get the official decision. Fiend is taking on Braun. We knew that. We just wanted to send this into high gear. Finally, the decision has been made in the Firefly Funhouse. The Fiend is coming for that ass. We get the decision that Big E is having a singles run. Fucking awesome news. We see a damn good Fatal 4-Way match. I don't even like multi-match matches. That match was good. That was a fun match. Of course, we don't understand why they're fighting for the IC title, but I'm not going to take away from the action that we saw. Or how much they busted their asses in a good damn wrestling match. Over 10 minutes, too. Not just a 4-minute fucking spaz. Come on, man. I just named like 5 things off the top of my dome piece that happened last night. Good. And that was the show. The only thing I could have done without was Matt Riddle versus Tony Nese. And even that was an actual good 4-minute match. Just being 4 minutes. The post thing with Baron Corbin is the only thing I could have done without. Everything else is good. More good than bad. And you still are going to have people. This show sucked. How did it suck? The women got time and Nikki Cross got her victory. Nikki Cross, somebody who we've been saying needs time. Needs to collect W's. We have to see what she has on the main roster. We finally got that. And now you're going to still claim it sucks. A barroom main event that was actually fucking badass. But it sucks? Naomi finally gets time and is kicking the shit out of Lacey finally. Sucks? Big E's going to have a singles run. The announcement was made. That sucks? It's official. The Fiend's going for that world title, which, no more bullshit. Let's get to what we knew was going to happen. We're finally into high gear. It doesn't suck. Shit is being fucking done finally. You got a damn good Fatal 4-Way match. If you just come here for wrestling, you'd be happy with that, no? You got a damn good wrestling match. The show sucked. No, that's what I mean by saying you suck. You don't know it. Thank goodness. I hope, anyway, you're not reviewing anything. I hope you're just a fan, because the show didn't suck. It just didn't. Trust me. I'll tell you when the show sucks. You come here for a reason, the honest, blunt truth. I'm gonna tell you when a show sucks, as I do all the fucking time, because unfortunately, more of these shows suck than don't. And that's unfortunate. You think I want to come in here and scream and fucking bitch, rant and complain about how bad a show is? But I do it time and time again because these shows are so damn bad. Finally, last night, this is everything I've been saying I wanted. Everything. From Nikki Cross to Naomi to The Fiend to Big E to the bar fight. Everything I've been saying I wanted for years now. I got in one show. It's a start. It wasn't a really good show, but it was at least good. It was a start. If they continue along this path, they'll only get better. If common sense and logic is at the forefront, and realism, this will get better, I assure you. This is a start, though. And we have to call out the start. You've been programmed to just say everything sucks. But let's give credit where it's due here, man. These boys and gals went out and did the deed, man. Shit that I've been wanting to see, and a lot of us have been wanting to see for so long, it's starting to take shape. If we can continue on that path, I'm all for seeing more good than bad on these shows. I don't want to watch just for bad shit. I don't want you guys to come to this channel just to hear me rant, bitch, and complain about the bad shit. I want to talk about good shit. Finally got that last night. I'm not going to apologize for calling it a good show just because there's some schmucks out there that are going to go, it sucked! And most of them didn't even watch the show. They just want confirmation from me that it sucks so they don't have to go watch it. So then they get pissed off at the Amplified Man. Oh, no, it didn't. It wasn't good, man. It sucked. I'm not going to watch. You're being generous, PC. Go have another coffee, man. You're not yourself. Anyway, that was Smackdown for 7/24/2020. That's it for the week. A full week of content. I gave you guys everything I had. Every fucking sweat drop that I fucking possibly could have given you, I gave to you guys. I hope you enjoyed the entire week. We're going to take the rest of the weekend off. I'll see you next week, and we'll end July strong and amplified as always. Think, be, live, amped, always. Check you later.